I have in my hand a box of stationery supplies directly from Japan. Did that rhyme? Kinda. Anyway, I'm really excited, so I'm gonna open it up, find out what's inside, and see what happens. Boop, boop, boop. Ooh, okay. So this is the April 2021 box, and it looks like the theme. I always say this word wrong. Sakura? I don't know. Dreams. So I'm guessing it's gonna be a very pretty pink and florally box, and I am very excited for it. So inside here it tells you what else is in the box, but we'll just put that off till later. Is this brown? Could be red. It's a color. Everything's so pink. Okay, I don't know if I've mentioned this. I remember mentioning that like blue was slowly becoming a favorite color of mine, but something I've really been enjoying wearing is like pink. And now seeing it in stationery form, you know, it's just solidifying the fact that I like the color pink. Okay, so what do I grab first? Let's try this thing. Okay, this one's actually not pink. It says Sailor Shikiori. Oh, so there's a brush pen on one side and a fine point on the other. Okay, it has a plastic nib. And ooh, I have never seen such an art supply. What I mean is like the funky shape. Do you see how it's like wider on this end than this end? It makes it like really easy to know when you pick it up which side you want without even looking. It doesn't say what the color is called, but like there's a little swatch there, and then it also matches the cap. Let me grab my sketchbook. Scoochie scoochie. I just want to swatch it out real quick. So this is like the plastic fine point. Okay, so that's the fine point. I don't know if you can even see that. It's a very light, I would probably call it maroon purple. A maruple. There, that's the color. It's maruple. It's actually a little bit like a highlighter. I wonder if... Okay, it looks like I might pick up that pen a smidge, but it is transparent. Scooch that back over there and back into the box. This appears to be a pencil. There's a big blank white space. There's like a beveled stripe pattern and you can feel it. So it's a B pencil and it has 3 little cherries. Not sure what that means, but there's no eraser and we do need to sharpen it. I don't think it's like a specific color. It's probably just a pencil. Ooh, that's an interesting wood. What if it's made out of cherry wood? Would that be interesting? It just looks a little different. I don't know. Maybe I'm making it up. I could also look it up. Oh, this is the brand Sakura Color Products. There's space for you to write down your name so no one steals your awesome pencil. Okay, I figured that's kind of what that was. It's a B pencil, so it's like nice and soft. My favorite's like a 2B. Problem with a B is it can like smudge really easily, so you kinda gotta be careful. So let's do a hand on hip. I haven't used a B pencil in a little while. This is actually really nice. I love the way it glides. Bs are usually pretty hard to erase, so I can't hate on them for not including an eraser on this guy. Try a kneaded eraser. Soak up a lot of that. Alright, I like pencils, and clearly I got distracted. Okay, why don't we get back into the box? That's 2 things. But as you can see, there is more. This is jumping out at me. It looks like an eraser. I love how there's like a little yellow spot in the middle for the pollen, but it's so pretty. I prefer my erasers to be ugly. No offense, but like, I do prefer them to be ugly so I don't worry about, ooh, look, I look like a little turd. Because like, why, I don't want to, you would just, but it wouldn't look so good. Being beautiful has its curses, okay? Everyone would rather be the kneaded eraser, right? Does this write in pink? 0.38 millimeter. So you can either get a pink, light pink, or bright pink. Oh, it says baby pink on it. That wasn't even an option. Ooh, pink. I love how that clip looks like a paper clip. You'd think there's only like so many ways to design a pen, but they keep finding new ones. Apparently this ink is supposed to like sit on the surface instead of being absorbed into the paper. You'd think that would mean it was smudgy, but it's not. I do like it. I don't know if I would use it for like art, but obviously this is a stationery box, so that makes sense. But I really would love using this in my bullet journal, making little check boxes. It's nice and thin so you can get like a lot of words in one line. Now I'm kind of curious as to what this is. It says spring. They look like they're stackable. The self-inking Luna stamp. Oh, it's taped. Ooh la la. Well, don't mind if I try that out. Let's see what it looks like. I assume it's going to create that picture. Oh, it's a little juicy. There we go. We got a good one. So this is supposed to say beautiful in Japanese. Okay, everything else here is a paper product. Let's quickly just look through that. We have masking tape or washi tape. Oh, are you free yet? Nope, not yet. There we go. So it's like lots of pink and light pinks with a little bit of pastel green. Ooh, beautiful. Oh, I love that. That is gorgeous. All right, next I see these tiny little letters. Yeah, so these are envelopes with some gold foiled flowers, and they're pink, and then we have white paper. Little doggy sticks out. Okay, so there's like the second page, and then there's the first page with pop-out flowers and a little pop-out doggy. There's also this. Might not be for anything in particular. And then there's the rest of the paper. It looks like 3 of the ones with the pop-out. Oh no, 4. And then for, like I would call it the second page. And then you would fold those up and stick them in the little letter. It's so cute. They're so tiny, and I like the texture of the paper a lot. I'm running out of space here. Well, this looks like a postcard or something. Oh, whoa. Whoa! It's a pop-up card. So cute with a little mountain in the background. Is that Mount Fuji? It is Mount Fuji. And it's also plastic wrapped. It's a very well packaged card. Here you've got your envelope in a beautiful pastel baby pink. And then the card with the gold foil, the flowers. And then obviously there's room to write something. Like, you're pretty awesome, but you'll never be as cool as this card. Maybe something nicer than that. Well, I guess it folds up. Does it actually fit in here? It does. I mean, that makes sense. Right, next it's spring cherry blossoms. I love how there's a pink. I love how everything's pink, actually. You've got your notepad. Oh, it's actually a lined paper. So there's 2 designs. There's the one with just the trees and the lines, and then there's one with the picket fence and the bicycle. I like the landscape shape. Usually you see these, they're like vertical, but here you could write longer messages. All right, and the last thing we've got here. More the poopies, like they could go with this. So cute. Oh, they're felty. Oh, no. They're definitely fuzzy. Oh, the fuzzies. So we've got our cherry blossoms as well as the doggy. I'm gonna take one right now. I really like, oh, they're very papery. They've got like a thickness to them that like feels like it could crease easily. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's everything in the box. Let's move back to the sketchbook and I don't know, start sketching some things inspired by the contents of this box and see if we can come up with something really fun. Okay, so what I'm thinking I'm gonna do, I kind of have an idea. Maybe we'll have like a little bit of an illustration here and we'll plan it out over here. We'll use these guys. Surround myself with the pretty pink things. I think what I mostly want to do is just draw a bunch of these cherry blossoms. And also we could probably include the little doggo. All right, pencil. There she is. It would be really cool to use watercolor and imitate this washi tape. Either way, no matter what art supply I end up using, I still have to like figure out what it is that I'm drawing. So if we're keeping it in this square format, I'll draw a little square. And what I'm thinking, if we include lots of these flowers, so pretend these little circle things are the blossoms. We have a character in here, or we could draw the dog, or we could draw a character holding the dog. But what if it's like a torso? What is this face? What is this? Let's try that again. I mean, we're not looking for perfection, but we're also not looking for whatever that was. We could definitely include some of these flowers like in her hair. Do I want short hair? Okay, I've got a little body. The cool thing about drawing tiny thumbnails is that if you realize, the layout would probably work better differently, you can just increase the size of your paper. And now I can include the torso. I could also decide that I don't want it to be a square anymore and go with more of a portrait shape. We do a nice spring dress, maybe with flowers. Cute. It's very simple. Definitely need to figure out where like the flowery things would be. I would love if they overlapped the character a bit more. Maybe if they were really big. Maybe some small ones blowing in the wind instead of like actually on the tree. Because I don't know if you've ever seen a tree that flowers, but they last like 3 days. So I feel like it's more realistic and it could make it a lot more artsy and fun compositional wise. Okay, so there's like an idea. Sans Doge. Let me see if there's an idea that I like that includes the dog. What if we're doing piggyback ride with a doggy? Little paws. Kind of like a husky pattern on the face. Ooh! Okay, this is a cute idea. Still probably include a dress, or would that be weird? Shorts might be cuter. I mean, we could do like a fun thing like those with like a pattern on it. That kind of can bring in more flowers. Probably change the layout to more like this. And then we can include lots of flowers. Okay, that's cute. It's like really small, so it's hard to tell how it would translate once you make it larger. So why don't we try that? I feel like it would fit really well right here. Chuck it in there. I wonder if it would be better like actually at an angle like this. But I would love the flowers kind of like swirling around her. If her head's here, body's here, leaning back so the dog doesn't slip off. Here's dog. There's dog's tail. We got arms. Torso, leg, other leg, head's here, looking at it. Oh, it's so cute. And then we'll have flowers kind of coming around like this. So they'll get kind of bigger as they reach this way. They'd be like smaller going this way. Maybe some just on the edges. I don't know, I'm not crazy about the pose anymore now that I've made it larger. I don't know if I just drew it differently or if I'm just becoming finally able to see it for what it is. How would that even... These arms would kind of come back this way. Was that right? I should have looked up what breed this is. I feel like it's called a Shiba Inu, but I don't want to say it if that's wrong, you know? Cute! Alright, did I decide on any kind of hair? I guess we wanted like a flower and something cute and kind of spiky and short. It's cute, just something about it is not floating the old boat. I think where I'm getting real confused is this arm. Maybe this arm needs to come further down this way and then kind of folding in. But I want it to like sort of go over the dog, you know, to hold it in place. It's cute and also kind of like reminds me of this because of the layout. This would be cute with like the watercolor kind of like washes back there and then maybe marker for her with line art. Do I have paper for this? I'm not really prepared for like watercolor. I've been doing a lot of marker and acrylic lately. So that might be a bad idea to kind of just go in unprepared, you know? Let me try something else. We still go with the original plan. See if that sparks something. I'd like to do something like this, but maybe include the dog more. So if we have a character here, put it off to the side a little so there's room for the dog. What if we have them both looking to the left? Little hand holding his booty. And just some like flowers. You can kind of see how like the first pass, you're not worried too much about detail. It's all about layout. Trying to figure out where and what I want to do. Iron out some of that. Maybe shrink the doggy's head a little bit. Okay, that's not the right mouth. Ooh, wait. One hand's like here. You won't see that thumb, but you'd see these fingers. And we can maybe move the flower here. Kind of keep that similar haircut. Ooh, we can do the dress. Problem is you're not going to see much of it because we got so much arm happening. I mean, we could do a longer illustration, then you'll see the dress a bit better. And lots of flowers. Speckle dust. It's weird now, I kind of like that one more, but it might just be because that's more rendered. Sometimes when you don't like a piece, you just have to fix the face and the rest kind of just falls into place. I think I'm triangling the face a bit too much. It's kind of cat-like there. I do like it better now. How did I know that was gonna happen? It just wasn't quite where it needed to be. Imagine like flowers here. Ooh, this could work. Should I move over here? So what I ended up with was like a tall page. If I use markers, I could use the paper I have, but I prefer the way my colors look in this sketchbook versus on that paper. You know what I think would be the best bet? Since it's tall skinny, I can have 2 attempts. So if I kind of like cut this in half, I could try it twice if I don't like the first one, you know? I probably will though put this down if I want to use markers. I usually prefer to sketch with a pink pencil. I have this. Found it. Okay, we'll start on this one. That way my hand will be smudging this one. Just erase that. Okay, so we're going for this sort of pose. So we want the faces in this region. Okay. I guess this is coming in handy. Just tape it up there. This is a total waste for such beautiful tape. Okay, it's time to start this guy. I know I want the head about there. Probably a little bigger, looking that way. Now the body is, see how she's kind of putting a lot of weight this way because she's holding the dog because there's extra weight over. Oh, goodbye. So her pose would kind of like, the center of gravity would be there and then she's kind of leaning that way, you know? We have a shoulder carrying the little doggy. We have a torso here. I really like how this knee kind of like goes under a little bit, so let's try that. Also, I want to turn the head a little bit more. She's looking too straight at us. Little ear. Okay, need to raise the shoulders up a little. The neck's too long. Be a hand here holding the chest. Now, I can't really raise this leg to where I just put it because that's where most of the weight's going to be. So we'll just pull that leg further down. I feel like the head's too far to the left, so just move it a little over her body. That way I can move the neck over too. Let me just round it out. I like my face is very circular. Okay. And then the dog's gonna hide a lot of this anyway. I feel like the torso's here-ish. Bum's back here. Not sure where these little legs would go, but let me try one there. Okay, that's not right. Try you again. Added some little flowers. Kind of wish I had just done it a little higher so you could see the feet. I kind of picture in like rain boots if it's like springtime, you know? It's like a sunny day right after it rained, you know, the night before. That's what I'm picturing. Yeah, just coming along. Just the dog. I think it's really important. I think if this looks like a gingerbread man, we're not gonna get very far. Ooh, look at these legs. Look at him. Okay, that's really cute. He looks so squishy. Okay, I'm excited. All I need to do is kind of figure out where the hands are, and then I think we might be able to do color. Ooh. Okay, I'm getting to that part where I get nervous. Maybe there'd be like a thumb here, and then like fingers. I've kind of got like one hand right here, but this hand, I feel like it's kind of coming up this way, directly between the shoulders. Okay, so that's probably good enough to do color, don't you think? I definitely like the idea of doing the color before the liner, just so that I can probably use this pink pen for some things. I actually didn't even see, what does Copic marker do to this pen? Because apparently it works differently than other pens. I still don't understand what the difference between soaking into the paper and sitting on top of the paper is. I'm gonna grab like a really light color here. The lighter the color, usually the easier it is. The easier it is to see if it's smudging. It does look like it's fading, but I don't think it's like smudging. Might be the color. Probably like a blue or like a gray or something. Ew. Yeah, I think I'll definitely do color first. I would like to add like a little, maybe a scalloped edge. I wonder if I should include some of those here, like the rest of the outfit. I imagine this is shirred fabric, and that's where you like sew elastic horizontal strands and then it like, was that a good description? All right, color. I did not plan out the colors. I know I want a lot of pinks. I think I'm gonna need my uuuuuuuuuuuhhhhmmmm pastel set because most of my Copic pinks are very, very dark. So for a color scheme, I definitely want something more similar to this. I'd love to find like a yellow for the Dougie and these sort of pinks and some whites. So we'll have some like areas that aren't colored in. I'm thinking the dress would be mostly white, but we will see. It might end up being like a very pastel pink and then something else could be white. I also would like to just erase a little bit so that there's not too much pink to smudge. Maybe I could use this area. Ooh, do I risk it? Do I go all in on this one and use this for swatching? I think I might. So I'm gonna just make a little tiny one. So this background will be pink. We got the character here, doggy. Obviously details do not matter here, just the layout of all the colors. So you don't want to like forget any important features. So this can be like a dark pink, maybe a light pink for the background, I'm thinking. See what I'm doing there? The thing that's like imprinted in my mind is like the white to pink gradient in the background, kind of like this. So maybe we should do that first. I also need to actually just swatch these. I'll lay them like this, just so they're easy to find. Alrighty, so I'm thinking for the background, we don't have too much to work with when it comes to really light colors, so I might grab my colorless blender. Oh, that one's like a desaturated purpley pink. So I got a colorless blender. Oh wait, what's this? Light hot pink. That might be useful. Okay. But we're gonna need a lot of pinks if we want contrast too, so I might dig into the Copics as well. All right, I'm getting nervous. Okay, I also really like this color. So maybe we start with pink, kind of fill in the background and try and blend it out a little bit. I'm thinking, my head was looking right here like I was gonna paint it there. No, we're doing this little guy. It's also gonna be easier to do gradients in a smaller area, so it'll be some good practice. Thinking darker at the bottom, but I also would like these boots to be kind of dark. Maybe I'll do another thumbnail if I don't like this. Let's go with the first gut instinct, which was darker at the bottom. Blend that out a little. Now you can see the colored pencil is really disappearing under there. So we kind of have like a light gradient background. Now I was thinking white for the dress. So then we need like the yellow for the dog. Tea rose. Now I'm thinking something bright and pink for the hair. Why don't we try this one? This would also be like these flowers. Stick those everywhere. Guess there's not really a lot of color going on here. You can also use this for a little depth. Ooh, that looks cute. And then there's the hair. The one in her hair, I think it would be nice if we did something more like this. So it's like white on the outside and pink on the inside. We also need like a lighter yellow for like the belly. And maybe we can use like a yellow for the skin tone to kind of like blend in with the dog as well. Definitely needs more bright pink, I think. Also it would be fun maybe to grab one of these lighter pinks. Kind of just add more flowers in the background. So they're like just a space back there. I don't know. And then there's the flower in the hair too. Oh, it's really pretty and like light pink. I think it needs to be, if the dress is gonna end up being white though, I think we're gonna need something else though. It's not quite popping, you know? Maybe use this like purple color for something. Yeah, it's not enough contrast. They're all kind of similar. No. Now that I'm looking at it, I think I do want the darker on the top. But the problem with that is like her hair is dark here, right? So if I end up with too much dark stuff at the top, then the hair's not gonna stick out. I do like that better. Okay, it's got some good stuff going. I might try something just a little different though. See if I can actually come up with something that's different though. Sometimes it ends up looking exactly the same. There we go, there's my even quicker version. All right, so let's try this one. I want to try the pink dress. I do like the idea of using the yellows for like the dog and the skin. I think it really complements the pinks. What if we tried tender pink as the dress? Change it up a bit. Otherwise, I think I would have just done the same thing again. We can probably change up the flowers too. Actually, we didn't really end up using any of these. Maybe white at the bottom. What do we think about this one? It really needs more contrast. I'll take that darker pink. Maybe go over the dress. Maybe the boots. All right, there's two options. I prefer that this one doesn't have any of this purple color in it. I think I want to stay more on the warmer tones. So like yellows, oranges, and pinks. We could try adding a little red if we... Yeah, I do prefer staying away from the purples, at least for this specific illustration. I do like the gradient at the top, maybe less dark at the bottom. And I do like the white dress. I think that makes it look a bit more springtime, whereas having all these dark pinks looks a little bit more fall. I don't know. I'm trying to make a decision. Is there any reason I can't just do it? I don't think so. Let's go for it. Why not? I'm gonna use this color in our little doggy. Hopefully it doesn't explode on me. This one's one of those ones that I like overfilled, so I have to like dab it or it explodes on me. You never know what'll set it off. Color in these little guys. I was supposed to be coloring in the dog. I hope this was the skin tone I chose. I should probably pick something else so that it doesn't blend in with the dog. Forgot how much the skin and the dog interact. Okay, that's all the skin. Do I have something lighter for the dog? I don't know, that's pretty light. Oh, I do have one with an extra 0. That would make it lighter. Yeah, we could probably use that for the white of the dog. It's also gonna look darker because we're going over this pink pencil. Little cutie patootie. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it definitely looks lighter in person. It's got more white tint to it. All right, well, what did I decide on next? If I do the white dress, I definitely want to do the pink hair. The only argument against it would be that like there's gonna be a pink flower in her hair. But I was gonna try and do this white flower, which means I would want very dark pink for the hair, right? So we're gonna just grab our tender pink and just go ahead and color that in then. Art's supposed to be fun. Art's supposed to be fun. Oh shoot, I colored over the flower. I was like, what are these weird pieces of hair? They were flowers. I might try Posca pen. See if I can find our little cherry blossom in here. Problem is when you go over this with like Copic marker again, it kind of isn't as vibrant. Okay, next thing I'm kind of excited about is doing the next layer of the dog, which is like an orange. If not, we can go over it with something darker if we want it to be closer to like this color. Kind of figure out where it goes. And there's little white eyebrows. And then there's like a white belly. Color all this in. Doesn't seem like there's enough contrast there. I might need a darker orange. Let's grab like a very light pink here. Color in the center of this flower. Grab that tender pink or whatever it's called for down here. I feel like I'm moving so slowly because I don't want to mess this up. And this one, I hate like most of the flowers are at the bottom. That would allow me to have like a pink gradient going to white and then like really dark pink flowers with like white between them. I also originally was supposed to have flowers in front of the legs, but I guess that's not happening. I'll try and copy that one a little bit more. Okay, so now there's like a lot more flowers in the bottom half here. None of these will get used. They're on the outside, sadly. Maybe some smaller ones. Maybe a petal up here. All right, let's color one of these with a light pink with like a darker center. See how well we can kind of just make it work. Darker. Blend that out. Color this one in. I'm gonna try this really dark pink for this one. There's a little contrast we've been missing. Maybe another white one with a pink center, like we'll have up there. So it has something to like reference back to. Pink coming from here. Gonna try and blend that out. Try laying this down first and then the pink. That way it's not as dry. Now it doesn't quite look like it's going into white, but I mean it's lighter than the other ones. Okay, I think we need to add our gradient. Wait, looks like there's some pencil up here. Alright, so we're gonna take the colors blender, throw a bunch on there just so there's some moisture, and then go over with this. Kind of try and blend it out. Obviously, I kind of want it blended further down, so I don't know if I'm doing this right. I just soften it a little bit. You kind of see it goes from dark to light, and then there's white spaces between the flowers. That was kind of the goal. I don't know if it's quite popping the way I imagined it. So we've also got this color that like came with it. I don't know if I can... That's not too bad. We could add a little blush to the cheeks, make them a little less yellow. Yellow on the kneecaps. Line art. I'm thinking they'll go over with the pink, and then if some areas just need to be darker, we could maybe use black, because I'm not sure how they'll look with this. So let's try. Going in. Here we go. The eyes, the scary part. Okay, so everything's looking very pastel. It's a little harder to like fix mistakes with it just because the colors are so similar to the line art. Let's just do a little pass with this because I think even if I change my mind about it, it's not gonna ruin it. I can go over it with something else. Okay, so what the flowers look like. So let me try and do that. Okay, little Posca pen. Okay, the flower ended up really flat and big. I have kind of pictured it like more bent around the face. Got a little ear, little doggy, and the dress. Ugh, I do not like the way I draw Cherry. I should have just stuck with like the shape that I was drawing them before, where they had a sort of like, I didn't try that hard charm to it. Okay, definitely think the dog needs more contrast. It's blending in too much with the skin. Now the question is, do I use pink for the dog or do I go more orange? I mean, I could layer an orange and then go over it with a pink and then it would be like a best of both worlds, don't you think? Let's try it. Okay, a little darker, but too brown. So I'm gonna go over there with some pink. Okay, now it's like a darker pink. Now it's blending in too much with the hair. If I make the hair this pink, pull it away from the dog. I don't know if that's something that's possible. It's just too smooshy, you know? Everything just looks flat. What is it? It's not enough contrast, okay? Could grab one of these stickers, throw it on here. Can you even see that one? You know what? I think it might just be this needs line art. And I might regret this, but there's only one way to find out. Start with the eyes. I mean, it's probably kind of cheating. There's probably other ways to solve this problem, but this is the one I know of. Whoa, do I actually like this better after adding the line art? What planet am I living on? I wonder how I could make those actually look like rubber boots. A little shading. Kind of like the idea of not adding line art to the flowers back there. I think they look fine. I would like a nice square around that. A ruler could be handy in this situation, so I could draw nice and straight and thick. Boom! I might throw a little flower in here though. Here? I don't know. I kind of just want to use these. There you go. Am I done? When did this happen? I think it actually could use some more of this color. Just for some contrast. Maybe some dots in the distance. All right, might be time to step away from this. I'm really happy with it. Glad I did the thumbnails with the color. Otherwise, this might not have turned out quite as nice. I really like how bright and saturated it is. Eee! Okay. I also just kind of want to stick this sticker in here so that if I lose those, he'll still be a part of my life. Oh, I didn't get a chance to use this. I think originally I was like, oh, this could be a good border. Just include some here. No, it would be nice as a little green. I like that, like sap green color. Ooh, that actually, I mean, that is the next color after yellow. Do I do it? Ooh, I did it. Okay, we'll stop. Anyway, this is it. You know what? I think I did a good job, so I deserve the beautiful stamp. Although I just have to trust them that that says beautiful. It could say anything. On the side here, it says spring, but I don't see that character in it. So I'm just gonna believe that and stamp it beautiful. I'm gonna stick that on everything. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys all next week. If you're interested in checking out more about ZenPop, I will have a link in the description. I hope you all have a delicious evening full of waffles. Bye.